Crypto market is currently being brutalized by market conditions, by the Trump administration, by everything right now. We can't get any relief. Is there any relief in sight? Well, there used to be. A few days ago, we had a Clarity Act, which was going to happen. And today, the United States banking system is effectively trying to kill the Clarity Act. And guys, I am being completely serious with you. They are going for the jugular. I'm going to break this down, everything. These are the top 5 news stories that are affecting you and your wallet in cryptocurrency in the last 24 hours. All right, first up, we had a massive crypto market rout which erased $500 billion in the course of this week. The total crypto market cap has plunged sharply, with Bitcoin leading the decline, down 40% from its October peak of 126,000. This ties into a broader risk-all sell-off. This is happening everywhere. It includes tech stocks, there's AI jitters, geopolitical and economic uncertainty. You might be asking yourself, well, what about precious metals? Well, that's the flight away from fiat currency. Liquidations have now exceeded 2.5 billion in Bitcoin alone, and it's amplifying that downside because so much money was pulled out of the market by Wintermute back on October 10, and all of these market makers. Now, when somebody sells, it used to be you sold $1,000 worth of Bitcoin and it went down 0.00001%. Now it's going down 0.001% because now the liquidity pool is thinner, which means that every action has a consequence, and the consequences keep getting bigger and bigger. So we're watching out for that. Hopefully something good is going to happen off of it, but we'll keep you posted. Next up, Bitcoin hits 2026 lows below 73,000 amid heavy selling. Bitcoin briefly broke below 73,000, sitting there right now again with ongoing pressure from ETF outflows. Now, the ETF outflows are not causing it. They are an effect of what's happening right now. There's a rotation out of risk asset. No clear catalyst for recovery right now. And by the way, when we get these market dips, that's always the case. There's never really a symbol or a sign or a signal, because those signals, signs, all of that, they're made up. Those things happen when the market makers decide for them, okay? So, yeah, let me finish. Now, there's people like Michael Burry, the old Wolf of Wall Street guys, all of those people who are saying that they can see more downside to the market, and there could be more downside to the market. But a lot of people are saying that we're about to enter a super cycle. So this is probably that cleansing fire that takes us to that next level. But that's fingers crossed. We don't know that that's going to be the case. Number 3. Vitalik Buterin is now questioning the purpose of most Ethereum layer 2 chains. And you might be asking yourself, well, why would he do that? He's the one that built it. Well, now he's built an effective system in Ethereum, and the L2s are now representing more of a risk. Ethereum fees are now plummeting because the costs are way down, which means that Vitalik is now looking at it and he's saying that how many L2s really have a purpose right now? And it's sparking a lot of debate on Ethereum's roadmap, the L2 viability, and whether the sub-second block times could change the game, because what's happening right now is Ethereum is speeding up, and there's no more reason for people to build on Ethereum to make things faster, because Ethereum itself is fast. So now he wants to focus on security, and I think that that is a good thing. So we'll watch this as it breaks and as it comes out, and we'll see where they go with it. I think everything's going to be fine ultimately, but like I've told you guys before, we don't need as many blockchains as we have. Number 4, Bitcoin mining profitability crisis is now intensifying. And by the way, this has been happening for a long period of time. Difficulty is set to drop 14% this weekend, with block time spiking to 20 minutes, squeezing miner margins hard during this price downturn. The average cost of mining Bitcoin, $78,000. And we're sitting right now at 73,000, which means that these miners are losing money every time they mine a Bitcoin. This comes as rigs are already unprofitable, highlighting a strain on the network security and on the hash rate. And guys are going to stop. They're going to get out. But then let's remember, new ones will always step in. I am concerned about this. I'm not greatly concerned. I'm just not greatly concerned because I understand the market dynamics and I don't think that we have much to worry about. But we should at least acknowledge this is a nervous time right now. This is what happens in a bear market, by the way. And guess what? Here we are sitting in this bear market looking at miners wondering what they're going to do. And I think ultimately they're going to be fine, but I don't know, and I just realized I forgot to logo. Number 5, the White House has set a February deadline for major Coinbase versus banks fight and failed crypto legislation talks. Now, about 14 hours ago, we got the news that Coinbase has backed out of their conversation because the U.S. banks have gone on the attack. The banks are now putting out, we're so injured, we're so hurt, notices everywhere to tell people, anybody who will listen, how affected they are and how in danger they are. If you take your money out of the banks, well, then the bank just can't lend more money out. So you're in effect hurting the people who need the money the most, is their narrative. But that's not the problem. The problem is stable coins are going to provide you with interest. Banks don't want to provide you with interest. So what the banks are doing right now is they're fighting the Clarity Act, saying that they can't provide interest, that stable coins should not be interest bearing. Because if they are, then people are going to make money in digital assets, and they're not going to put their money in the bank. And if they don't put their money in the bank, then the banks can't make the profits. And what they're doing is they're saying that the local markets, the small banks, those are the ones that are the biggest. Those are the ones that you're scared about the most. Like, we don't want to lose the local banks, and I don't want to lose the local banks. But at the same time, they better get on the blockchain because that's what matters. So $6.6 trillion dispute right now over the stablecoin market is leading to, this is a tight deadline. The White House meeting that we had the other day really kind of fell apart and led to a stalemate on broader crypto regulation market structure. Now, this underscores U.S. policy gridlock despite pro-crypto rhetoric. What we're doing is we're giving banks an opportunity and a seat at the table, and the banks are using that opportunity to try to stifle innovation so that they can take advantage of that innovation. And that is, to me, a very shady practice. So that's your news right now. We'll keep you informed as we get more information. It's not financial advice, but a moment. And thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe. It helps me out tremendously.